Life. Okay, this one's gonna be a bit different. I was asked last night, how do you know when it's God talking to you? Now that's a tough question because God talks to people in many different ways. Sometimes God talks to people through the Bible, obviously, but sometimes God can talk to someone through a song. God can talk to you through dreams. He talked to Joseph through dreams. He talked to Paul through dreams. But he talked to Moses through a burning bush. Um, when Paul was converted on the road to Damascus, he talked to him and he appeared to him. Now, the other people heard Jesus speak, but only Paul saw him. So, God can talk to you in many different ways. And just because he talks to me one way does not necessarily mean that he's going to talk to you the same way he talks to me. God talks to me sometimes through feelings he puts down in my heart, things he wants me to do, places he wants me to go. It's not necessarily when I'm in church every Sunday or when I'm holding my Bible or studying his word. Sometimes he'll just put a feeling down in me. So, how does God speak? He speaks differently for different ways. For different people, excuse me. And I think that's important to understand and remember that God speaks differently to different people. Sometimes he can use your brother and sister in Christ. Sometimes he can use the word. Sometimes he can use music. And sometimes he can do it through dreams. A lot of times when he talked to Paul through a dream. A few times he appeared to Paul, but most of the time it was through dreams. Or sometimes he would speak to people through when you go to church. God has a message, and the pastor may not even know that his message is specifically designed for you. So God speaks to people in different ways. And I think it's dangerous to say that to hear God, you have to always be in church. Now, is that a good place to go to hear God? Yes. But is that the only place you can hear God? No. Jacob got a message from God in a dream, Jacob's ladder. Joseph got a message to God to move Mary and baby Jesus in a dream. Was he in the church? No. Now, um, John the Baptist's father, he was actually in the church when he got his message. But does it mean that you have to be in church in order for God to speak to you? No. He can speak to you anywhere, and he can speak a number of ways. And a lot of times, God speaks to us through dreams. Now, not every dream that you have is going to be a message from God. But if you asked him to, he can and sometimes will speak to you that way. So God speaks to different people in different ways. And I think the part of the journey of Christianity is to learn how God is speaking to you. And sometimes it's reading the Bible and you may not understand something. And you get with a brother or sister in Christ and they start talking about the word and they may see it in a way you didn't. And the way they see it helps you understand it. So God talks to different people different ways. So on this walk, I think the best thing and important thing for all true believers to do is to get closer to God and to understand that how God speaks to me may not necessarily be how he speaks to you. Lord, I ask that whoever hears this video, that you speak to them in a clear way, that you bless them, that you open doors for them, and that you keep them safe from the wicked one. Lord, we know we're living in dark and evil times, so Lord, we ask that you speak clearly and that the person that has the desire to hear you will hear you. Give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. Amen. So never forget, the way God speaks to me may not necessarily be the way God speaks to you. Thank you, and God bless.